started to set here over the course of the ballpark as we start game 2 here between the Westfield State Owls and the Keene State Owls. Hi, I'm Ryan Otterson. I'll be joined alongside me by Carson Flake as we look forward to some more softball action here on this afternoon. On the mound for the Keene State Owls, it's Meg Strakowski. She comes into this game 5-1 with a 4.85 ERA. So she has been pretty good here and efficient for the Owls. We saw a great performance out of Elise Picard and out of Lila Demi in game 1, but it wasn't enough for the Owls as they lost 5-4. As we get underway, leading off for the Westfield State is Abby Clark, and she takes ball 1. It was a tough game for the Owls in game 1. You know, they didn't have the offensive pressure they needed, early on, and then they struggled to get here late. As Clark grounds it over down the right field line, and she'll get on with a single to start this game off. So the offensive prowess for Westfield State continues here.
We got going quick, Ryan. I'm just getting back. Sorry for being here after the first pitch. We started only 20 minutes after.
Yeah, they got those lines painted done as she takes strike 1. Sarah Huff. She pops it in the air, right center field. Miller's there, makes the catch, and 1 down. Yeah, Carson, we saw the offense kind of sputter there early on for Keene State in that first game. They didn't really get anything going, but then they blasted 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th, almost made a comeback, but just fell short.
Right.
What do you think they got to do differently here offensively?
I mean, take what you got in, the last game and build off of that here in this game. I mean, they got a lot going right there at the end. So now that's good momentum going into this game and keep that rolling as we start this next game.
As Hannah Wadecki stands in, she takes a pitch, she grounds it. Picard's there, she tries, stops, does not make the throw. Good stop, but could not finish the play there. And so there's 2 on for Westfield State here in the top of the first. But we've seen this from Keene State. They've struggled to get going in games offensively and defensively, and they get themselves behind so far that it's very hard to make these comebacks.
Yeah, I mean, get ahead early is big, right? It's important for them to actually get those runs coming early in the game so then they can have that to build off of rather than having to try to build it together at the end.
Yeah, as Mia Alfonso stands in a 4.66 average, had a home run in the first game over the left field evergreen trees. She blasted it, so now she's got a couple ducks on the pond here for the Owls
of Westfield State.
As she drives another one deep to left field, back at the wall, it's gone!
Wow, are you kidding me?
So Alfonso goes back-to-back home runs in games, gives Westfield State a 3-0 lead here early on, and now the Owls of Westfield State have gotten the jump they need here early on. That was crushed, same exact spot, same exact location of her first home run, a dangerous pull hitter. And she's just proving that 4.66 average isn't a fluke.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it. It was almost identical here, just not hit as hard in that at-bat. But we saw it in the first game early on, Alfonso doing just exactly that. Now she follows it up and does it again.
Yeah, now here comes Cassie Latour, 363. And just all these hitters on Westfield State are so lethal, so dangerous. As she stands in and pops it up to right field. Coming in is Miller. She'll make the catch, so she's put away both outs here in the top of the first. But Strakowski has let up 3 hits here early on, and it just kind of sputtered out of control. And so now Keene State's already behind the 8 ball here in this game. As Champa stands in, she's 4.46 average. She did not start in game number 1, but she did come in as a pinch hitter at some point. Strakowski sets and fires, and she gets a swinging strike there. So Strzałkowski can still kind of try to turn this around. She's got to really have a short-term memory here, kind of a goldfish memory, if you want to say. As she pops it up, and almost made the catch. Wetterman was right there. She almost had it, but she could not seal the deal. But so Strzałkowski is not out of this inning just yet. Strzałkowski delivers, and it's a ball driven to left field. It's over the head of Tortoise, and she's on her way to second. Almost stops at second, almost on her way to third. So now Ciampa's up in business, and that sets it up for Riley Camacho to come into the box here and see if they can add on more runs here in the top of the first. But definitely after a game like you had first game, Carson, you do not want to start like this.
No, a dreadful start for Keene State. You know, actually they started off really, really well. Keene State did, and then struggled through the middle of the game. This game, they're starting off not very hot. Although it is hot outside, the Bats have gotten hot at the end of that game, but defensively have not been good.
Strzałkowski delivers a strike right in there, so now she's ahead in the count by 2. It's an 0-2 count here. She just needs to get a strikeout here or something to get out of this inning, kind of reset herself a little bit before coming back out here. Takes the ball. Camacho is a .250 hitter with 2 home runs on the year and 10 RBI, so she can show off some power when she wants to. She takes another ball, so evens up the count. So Strzałkowski's got to get a little bit worried about letting this count go. She was up 0-2, now it's back even.
Yeah, Strzałkowski now with 2 outs. I mean, a good chance for her to get out of this inning, but unfortunately allowing 3 runs with a runner in scoring position, this inning could turn from bad to worse very quickly.
Yeah, and Camacho's a dangerous hitter. You know, in the box, she's on the pitch, so you need to see something here. She goes high, so we have a full count. 3-2 here for Camacho. Strzałkowski's got to really set herself up here. She needs to throw one more good pitch just to get herself back to the dugout, kind of get Keene State on a reset. And Camacho drives one to right field, back at the wall. It's going to one-hop the wall. She's on her way to second, and another RBI for the Westfield State Owls. It's 4-0 here.
Yeah, Westfield State getting off to a hot start. It seems like they hit really well off of any pitcher besides Lila Demi, especially looking at last game, their big inning coming off of the 2 not Lila Demi pitchers. And then the second Demi came back in the game.
As Ella Melanson stands in. She's a 143 hitter, so one of the first hitters we've seen for Westfield State that's had some struggles at the plate for this team. As she drives one into the outfield, that's going to get down for a hit. Westfield State's coming around. Around goes Camacho to the plate. It won't be home. It is 5-0 here. Westfield State in the top of the first inning, so just a disasterful inning here for Keene State. It's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, an awful start there, but a great hit there by Melanson. And speaking of Melanson, let's take a moment to talk about the Melanson Company, commercial and residential roofing since 1932. They got me a little bit excited, you know, having the sponsor and the hitter being the same. But, wow, I mean, what a start here for Westfield State. But Keene State just has, you know, 2 outs on the board. They got to get out of this inning now.
Yeah, and you're just in a really bad spot here, you know, depending on who's gonna come out for Westfield State in this game. It's gonna be Angelina Vartelli, who's been phenomenal this year, a 3-3, but with a 2.70 ERA. So Keene State's got to really focus up here. They got to find a way to start chiseling back once they get on offense. And Strzałkowski's got to figure out a way to get out of this game, get out of this inning.
Yeah, I mean, they just had a nice team talk there. So hopefully Strzałkowski can take a breath, focus in, and at least just get 1 out here.
As Wadecki stands in.
Seems like a lot of, oh my. I would have caught that ball, just so you know, if there was no roof. But there was a roof, and I didn't catch it.
Correction, my mistake. It's Baker in the box here. 347 hitter, so just another one of those tough Westfield State at-bats.
It seems like a rather different lineup here for Westfield State. Not a lot of similar names. A lot of moving around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they have a lot of players that can mix and match, you know. They gave some of their starters a break in game one. It worked. They ended up getting the win, and now they're kind of putting the foot to the pedal here. As another foul ball heads over into the back to interrupt the baseball team's practice a bit.
I would not have caught that ball. It was too high.
I think I would have been able to dive out the window and make that catch.
I'm ready to see it happen.
As the pitch, swing and a miss. And Shrikowski finally gets out of the jam. 5 runs come across, though, for Westfield State. Keene State due up next here in the bottom of the first on the Owls Media Network.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/nh.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it.
An incredible finish by home. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
And we're back here on the Owls Media Network. Pitching for the Westfield State Owls is Angelina Vartuli. Carson, tell me a little bit about her.
Yeah, Angelina Vartuli, she's got a 2.7 ERA with 13 appearances. She's pitched really, really well for Westfield State so far this season. A 3-3 record. And it's going to be a tough task, especially after Keene State really struggled to get the bat on the ball in the last game. They did it at the end, but they faced the same pitcher the whole day in the last game. So,
and she starts Picard off with a ball. Picard's been terrific. She had a bases clearing double in game number 1.
yeah,
That almost sparked the comeback for Keene State. So if anything now, she's got to do something again here. Down 5 already.
yeah, Picard just a couple feet away from a game-tying grand slam. Instead, it's a three RBI double.
But we also talked about her being the only Keene State player with a home run this year. Only home run total for the team. So we know she has that power. She showed it in game 1. She takes a strike here. So 2-1 count. But Vartuli has been a good pitcher for Westfield State. She's had 13 walks and 32 strikeouts, so she's almost averaging 2-1 on that, which is good. As Picard grounds the third, steps, throws in time, and Picard is sat down for out number 1.
Yeah, an unfortunate start there. Picard didn't get the contact that she wanted. A decent hit, had a chance to maybe make the run, but probably almost hit it a little too hard. She didn't have time to get down to first.
As Abby Weiderman stands in, the catcher. She didn't play in game 1. They gave her the rest. Had Howard play 4 as she grounds one right back to Vartuli. Vartuli on to first, and a quick 2 down here for Westfield State. So Keene State has not yet shown any answer to Westfield State's 5-run first inning. But standing in now, it's standing in is Kelly Halverson, my bad. Bertulli delivers, and Halverson will take a strike to start off her at bat.
Yeah, Halverson also, we didn't see her with the bat or defensively at all in the first game. She's a junior out of Darien, Connecticut.
As she grounds one up the middle for a base hit. So finally a little bit of offense shown here early on for Keene State.
Yeah, that's a great start there for Keene State, at least to get a hit on the board. Halverson batting .360 on the season, doing exactly that. 27 hits, 75 at-bats. So she's been part of the lineup. She just got the rest on the first game, gets the nod here for the second game.
As Whittier stands in. She's been another hitter for this team that has been a terrific here. She bats .284 as she fouls one down the right field line.
First base coach thought that she had it, didn't get it. She's frustrated in her performance.
And Halverson delivers. Witterson fouls it over into the batting cages. So now she's behind in the count 1-2 here.
Yeah, Whittier facing Bartulli. Bartulli, a good season so far, like we mentioned. .270 ERA. 3-3 on the season. We talked earlier in the first broadcast about Westfield State's struggle to stay above 500 on the road. They did better last game, 5-3 now on the road is Westfield State.
Yeah, and they've had a terrific start here. It's the start you want if you struggle on the road. Put up 5 runs in the first inning. But Whittier stands in, and Bartulli delivers. It's high. So full count here for Whittier. Hopefully she can find a way to get on base, kind of try to spark something here to give some sort of answer back for Keene State.
Yeah, just one run at least won't hurt at all. It'll help build some confidence, that's for sure.
And Bartulli delivers. It's outside, ball 4. And so now 2 runners on for Keene State. So now they're kind of knocking at the door here in the bottom of the first, rattling Bartulli a little bit.
Yeah, outside of that last 7th inning, we really didn't see much life out of Keene State with the bats in their hands.
No, absolutely not. But Molly Murray up now, highest average on the team at .368. And she bunts with 2 outs here, throws onto first, and the side is retired. I don't know that decision, but Keene State leaves 2 on here, no runs across, and they start off the set game 2 down 5-0.
The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes. The NCAA programs deliver $4 billion in scholarships every year. Those D1 scholarships are now guaranteed. Health and well-being services are mandatory. Student athletes get tutoring as well as financial literacy coaching because almost everyone is going pro in something other than sports. The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes.
This is Paul Sullivan of Sullivan Tire Company. We're thrilled to be sponsoring the Keene State College Athletic Program, supporting the Owls. No matter what the sport is, in Division III, they are legendary. What a great academic institution, liberal arts school, in a beautiful part of New England. So let's go, you Owls, and remember, at Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there. Thank you.
Here we go.
And ball outside to start the inning. So Strakowski gave up 5 runs in that first inning. She's really struggled as we have some dogs mingling out on the bleachers. You know, we talked about, we love dogs here at Keene State. We love them in the crowd. Do they count for our attendance?
Yeah, do they count for the attendance? We're asking the producer.
Do dogs count for attendance, Ryan? He says he doesn't know, but I'm going to start counting him for attendance. I'm
Absolutely.
going to make the executive decision as I'm on the mic right now.
You know what we could do is just have two different attendants, a dog attendance and a human attendance.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, we'd probably get up in the numbers if we started doing dog attendance.
Oh, they count as two apiece is what I'm hearing.
Oh, they
they
count
have
as
4 legs.
So they count as double. So, and
Wow.
as Clark gets sat down, now batting for the Westfield. Well, now batting for Westfield is Sarah Hoff, 427 average. So another dangerous hitter. Two-hitter as she hits one in the air to right field. Under it is Carissa Miller, so she'll retire Hoff, and now that sets up an appearance by Hannah Wadecki, so Strakowski's kind of seemed to settle down a bit here, Carson.
Yeah, a lot better of an inning so far for Keene State defensively. They've, 2 up, 2 down. If you can get out of here, 3 up, 3 down, it'd be a great start. They don't do that, though.
As Wadecki takes the first pitch and goes into the left field, and that's going to set up an at-bat from Mia Alfonso, who we just know is nothing but trouble for Keene State, as she's had 2 home runs today, both over the left field fence. So Strakowski's got to be very, very careful here, especially with a man on base. I would honestly pitch around her.
Yeah, Alfonso now with 6 home runs on the season.
As she
Two of those
takes
coming
one, and
today.
Alfonso pops it down the left field line. It is
Dropped.
foul. So that would have been a great break there for Keene State if they could get her to foul pop out, but now she's got another opportunity here.
Unlucky break there for Keene State.
As Strakowski sets, digs in, and delivers, and it's high for ball 1. So Strakowski's kind of struggled a bit here, Carson, with a little bit of control, a lot of high pitches, a lot of them in the dirt, but she's put them over the plate, but they've been hit a lot. So she's got to figure out some way to get it over the plate without it, as Alfonso's on that ball right now as she fouls it off.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, you kind of want Strakowski to almost pitch around Alfonso here. You don't want to give her a beautiful pitch to hit.
No, absolutely not. It's just she's dangerous. She's very, very dangerous. As she hits one on the first, and the side is retired. So after Strakowski gives up 5 runs here, she gets a 0 spot here in the second inning. Let's see if Keene State can return with some runs here on the Owls Media Network.
I remember writing in the 2nd grade that I wanted to be a teacher, and I always knew that I was going to be a teacher. I started school a year early, and it created challenges for me because I wasn't able to pick up material as fast as the other students. Outside of school, my Jaju would quiz me on my math facts and read with me. It showed me that even though I had challenges in school, there were still people who wanted to help me. In high school, I knew I had to work harder than everyone else to get the same results, but I had teachers that would help me in subject areas outside of their own because they could relate to how I felt. The way these interactions with my Jaju and my teachers made me feel while I was learning is the inspiration for how I'd like my students to feel. I'm able to build relationships and be vulnerable with my students when they're struggling because I've been in their shoes and I know exactly how they feel. Being able to relate to them from my own experience has become a massive asset in becoming a teacher.
And we are back here on the Owls Media Network.
More dogs.
More dogs, as we see. We love dogs. As Lily Mandela will stand in. She had a plate appearance in the first game, but didn't really get to do much with it. So let's see what she can do here.
Yeah, she came in as that pinch hitter earlier.
As she stands in and she takes a strike.
Yeah, now she's playing first base. Batting 194 on the season.
So she struggled a little bit here, but you never know. This could be a game where she tries to start turning that around. As that pitch is high and inside, so Fartuli kind of trying to back her off the plate a little bit.
Yeah, Lily Mandela, a sophomore out of Peterborough, New Hampshire.
As Vartuli delivers. Ball is outside for ball 2, so good eye there for her. But yeah, I mean, one of the big things we talked about for Keene State is their plate discipline. You know, they took a lot of third-looking strikes. They swing at some stuff that's just out there, but that's what you got to do here. Is you got to start wearing Bartuli down. She's a big pitcher. She's a good pitcher. As Mandel hits one up the middle for a base hit, so she gets something started here with no outs. And Carson, you know Keene State needs it. So.
Yeah, Keene State, I mean, that's a great start. And you, just like you kind of talked about, is they really got the bats going in the 7th because they started swinging. And it worked out well for them. And now Mandel doing exactly that and getting swinging here and getting on base.
Yeah, and here comes Krista Miller, who's got a 282 average. So she's a good hitter. She can drive and run. So let's see what they can do, what they can offer for as she takes a ball. But no, Bartuli did a good job in that first inning. She gave up a hit and a walk, and she was able to get herself out of it as she squares up for a bunt, which she fans on, so that's a strike. Bartuli delivers outside for ball 2.
Yeah, now, you know, Miller ahead in the count. A good chance for her. If she gets a nice single, maybe it'll move the runner around to possibly third base and then get something going early this time for Keene State.
That ball's outside for ball 3, so now if you're in Miller's spot here, what would you do? Would you swing here, or would you try to take that pitch?
Swing if you love it. If you don't love it, let it go. I think that would be my mindset in this situation. If it's the pitch you're waiting on, then go for it. If it's not, let it go. If it's a strike, it's okay.
As she hits one, Mandel flips over to first, not in time, so it's a fielder's choice here. So really just one out and a man still on first here. So Keene State now has an opportunity to keep things going.
Yeah, an unlucky hit there. She hit it well, but just on the ground, straight at, you know, the second baseman, Abby Clark.
As Stragowski stands in, she'd like to provide some offense after that first inning, you know. See if she can try to get something going here. She's a .333 batter, but only 3 at-bats on the year with 1 hit, so we haven't really seen too much of her hitting.
That's how you get a .333, 1 for 3, so.
As she takes a ball. But some clouds have started to set over the field a little bit.
Yeah, definitely getting a little bit more chilly, less visibility now. It was real hot at the start of the first game. It's about 72. It's still actually just about up there at 73 right now, but
as Strukowski fouls one off, so she doesn't even the count. She's down in the count 1 and 2. But Miller's not a big base stealer, so I don't think Fartuli's going to worry too much about that at the moment. As she pitches outside for ball 2, so the count's even again.
Yeah, if you're Strukowski here, it's kind of a similar thing. Stay in it, but if you get a nice hit, that would be super helpful, only with 1 out.
As she swings and misses for strike 3, so Bartuli fans her. And now Kaylee Keyser comes up.
Yeah,
and she's been a player that's very much struggled this year at the plate, batting 170. You know, she needs something to kind of get her moving as well. We talked about Mandela. She pops it up, first base side, caught by Melanson, and that will retire the side. We'll be right back here on the Owls Media Network.
New Car has over 1,700 pre-owned vehicles, the largest selection of inventory in New Hampshire. New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. With a selection of over 30 brands, New Car has exactly what you need across the Granite State. Find your new car from any of New Car's family of dealerships throughout the Northeast and get it shipped to New Car Nissan of Keene for free. Plus, we'll deliver your new car right to your door. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. representing our nation with pride and excellence. They bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
And we're back here on the Owls Media Network. Strykowski comes out for a third inning. She settled in a bit here, Carson, after a rough first inning, retired all of her batters in inning number 2. So let's see if she can start kind of chilling out a little bit, kind of get herself into a rhythm here.
Yeah, definitely. She had a better second inning, and now just take the inning, first inning, throw it out. Doesn't matter at this point. The score is what it is. Defensively, you just got a clean slate, get back to business, and move off of the momentum that she built there in the second inning.
Yeah, and Haley Townsend now comes in the game to catch, so she's doing double work today as she caught in the first game, as that's a dribbler back to Strykowski. She throws on the first. Vandell catches it, and that's one down. So that's what you like to see from Strykowski, get those quick outs.
Yeah.
Keep this game moving a little bit.
But now it's Ciampa, who's batting nearly close to 500 again this season. We keep talking about how consistent their hitting has been. 446 on the year.
Yeah, and she takes a strike here from Strykowski.
74 at-bats.
And Strykowski delivers, and that's a high fly ball to left center field, back at the wall, off the top of the wall. She's on her way to second. She'll stop there with a stand-up double as the ball dribbles into the infield. So the Westfield State hitting continues to keep heating up.
Yeah, thankfully in this case for Keene State is the ball didn't reach, get over the wall. It's a little deeper out there in center field and hits the wall rather than getting over it.
Yeah, and I think if she barreled that up just a little bit more, that would have been out of here, but still a really good hit for them as Strykowski delivers, and the ball's outside for ball 1. Standing in the box now, it's Riley Camacho. She's 1 for 1 on the day with a single in the first inning. She kind of got a run started for Westfield State. She fouls one off, backing out of play. But yeah, I mean, after getting yourself into kind of a good inning, good rhythm, that's not what you want to see out of Strykowski. As I believe there's some action in the bullpen for Keene State as Strykowski delivers outside for ball 2.
Yeah, the only thing is that Riley Camacho only is batting .250 on the season, second lowest batting average on the team. So not a horrible person to be facing right now in somewhat of a jam with that runner in scoring position.
As she gives her ball 3, so now a hitter's count here for her. But she is only batting .250, but she does have 2 home runs on the year with 10 RBIs. So even though the contact may be an issue once in a while, she does have some pretty decent power behind that bat. As Strykowski delivers down and inside for ball 4, and Camacho will take first base here, so runners on first and second here with 1 out for Strykowski.
Yeah, an unlucky break there for Strykowski.
And up to the dish is Ella Melanson, who has the lowest average on the Westfield State roster with 143. So this is a position where Strykowski could really try to look for some sort of strikeout or a double play to kind of get out of this inning. She throws one in the dirt for a ball.
Yeah, Melanson 1 for 1 on the day.
Strykowski gets herself set up again and delivers. And that's in the dirt again for ball 2.
Strykowski needs to take a breath here. It'd be a shame if Keene State had to do another team meeting to get her to focus in, because you can't keep doing that the whole game.
No, yeah, she has really struggled here in this inning again. as that ball again is in the dirt. So 3 pitches right in the dirt, back to back to back for her, and that's a 3-0 count. So she's almost in danger of giving Melanson a easy first base and loading these up here.
Yeah, if I'm Haley Townsend, I would definitely go out and talk to her.
She finally
encourage that,
throws
you know?
a strike.
Definitely.
But you definitely don't want to load the bases, especially with Caitlin Baker coming up, who has another great average of 347 for the Westfield State Owls. She delivers. That ball is grounded short. Cuts the runner down at third. Picard does, and that's going to get 2 outs. So good, smart play there by Picard. Cuts down that lead runner, and now Strakowski's got herself in a better position here, especially with Caitlin Baker coming up, who can get the ball into the outfield pretty well.
Good decision making there from Picard, getting the lead runner rather than trying to go to second or first.
As she throws one outside for ball 1.
Baker struck out her first at bat.
She pops one back, foul. Oh, into the baseball team's field as a player's running down the line. Oh man, that could have been dangerous.
Okay, thankfully.
Coach Blood probably wouldn't be too pleased if that happened.
Yeah, we'd have to see if Coach Blood would have something to say to Baker.
As she grounds one right back to Strakowski. Strakowski on to first, retires the side, so she gets out of herself a jam. We head to the bottom of the third. Owls down 5-0. Let's see if they can get some runs.
Fenton Family Dealerships, Tri-State area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, has state-of-the-art service facilities and services all makes and models. Home to an exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty and no extra cost to you. Locally owned since 1986. More information at FentonDealerships.com.
And we are back on the Owls Media Network as some rain starts to fall down here. Just some droplets here so far, but something to definitely watch out for as this game progresses. But leading off here for the Owls, it's going to be Elise Picard. So if you want anyone to get a rally going here, she's your girl. I mean, she had a terrific 3-run double in the first game we talked about earlier, and you know, she knows how to hit that ball. She knows how to show off her power.
Yeah, Picard this whole season has really done well.
As she takes a strike, though, from Vartelli.
Yeah, Picard, 330 on the season.
As she hits one high down the left field line, that's foul. So she faces an 0-2 count here early on. Bartuli so far has only given up 2 hits in this whole game, no runs across. So Keene State's offense has started to stall a little bit again.
Yeah, Picard nearing 100 at-bats this season as well. So she's definitely settled into the season for sure as we're reaching the end, really.
And she takes a ball high. But here comes Bartuli, checks her wristband, sets, delivers. Another high pitch, so evens the count back at 2-2. And Picard fouls one off.
Yeah, that was a good cut there. I mean, the right move is just to foul that thing off and stay alive in the count rather than what we've kind of seen is a lot of people just looking at the ball, especially with 2 strikes.
She takes one outside, so Bartuli had an early 0-2 count lead here, but now it's 3-2. So Picard is now in a good spot if she wants to try to get on base, but Vertuli's going to probably try to throw her something good here. And it's down, and oh man, Picard got into that, but way foul.
Yeah, she got all of that thing.
Just a little bit too early on that release, but if I don't think that would have been caught by anybody if it was fair. And Bertulli delivers the 3-2 pitches high and outside, so Picard gets on with no outs. Hopefully the start of a rally here for Keene State.
Yeah, we talk about it. You never want a leadoff walk, and it's exactly what Westfield State has done to start this inning. And that's a good momentum builder for Keene State.
As Morgan Rodriguez stands in here, first at bat as she replaces pitch in the dirt for ball number 1. But yeah, replacing Abby Wetterman, who was behind the plate. She's hitting for Townsend. Another pitch
bunting.
Outside and low for ball 2, so she gets a little bit ahead in the count here.
So there was a double switch here to get Rodriguez to where she's at. Thinks about bunting again. It's now 3-0.
But now we'll have a conference as Champa comes out. Talk to Vartuli. Vartuli throw 3 straight balls here. Just trying to get her so she doesn't get herself into a jam spot. Funny
Another walk would be interesting. Sorry, go
we
ahead.
already are in the same position that we were in the last game, 5-0 here, 8 hits and 2 hits on each side. So, you know, the rally can try to get going sooner than later.
Yeah, that would definitely be best for Keene State.
As she throws another pitch outside, so 2 walks straight for Vartuli and a little bit rattled.
Yeah, now is a chance for Keene State to take advantage of Vartuli. She's definitely not all the way there right now.
As Halverson's going to stand in here with a 360 average. She's 1 for 1 in the game, so hopefully an opportunity here for Keene State. She takes the first pitch, grounds it up the middle, flips onto first, not in time to second, or not on time to first base, but gets the out at second. So now we have runners on the corners with 1 out.
Yeah, this is a perfect spot here for Whittier.
Liv Whittier has a 333 average. She walked her first appearance, so see if she can turn something into a hit here, kind of make something out of nothing here right now for Keene State, who's down 5-0.
Yeah, if Liv Whittier could maybe just get a base hit, we would score a run and put Keene State on the board way earlier than they did in the last game.
Vartelli delivers, and that's right down the middle for strike 1. So we've talked about that again, just taking pitches right down the middle. We've seen a lot of it here from Keene State. They haven't been as aggressive as Westfield State has, and it hasn't really paid off for them, but it has paid off for Westfield State. Whittier stands in. Bartuli delivers, and that's high. Runner goes. The throw down to second is not in time.
I'm surprised that Keene State didn't send a runner home there.
Yeah, I mean, you had Champa throw the ball down a second. You thought the runner was going to come. That was a very, very close call down at second base, but
Yeah,
now
very
second and
close.
third with 1 out. Here's the pitch, and Whittier whiffs on that, so now the count is even at 2-2. This is a big opportunity here for Keene State, especially with runners on second and third. You need some sort of thing to come in. She delivers. Whittier grounds, pops one to set shortstop. Catch is made, so now 2 outs here.
Yeah, that's Sarah Huff.
And now Molly Murray comes up to the plate. And this is the kind of hitter you want in this spot, a great contact hitter. Only needs a single to bring in both runs, batting .368 this year. She's 0 for 1, but great opportunity here to turn this game around for Keene State. As that pitch is outside for ball 1.
Yeah, just an unfortunate spot. Now with 2 outs, the sacrifice doesn't do it. That was a very unlucky play.
As Vartuli delivers, that pitch is swung on and missed, so the count is even at 1-1.
Almost looked like a golf swing there.
Yeah, a little bit under it.
Ryan, have you been out golfing recently?
I have not, but I just bought a set of clubs off Marketplace that I have to go pick up this weekend. I'm
Nice.
excited. So that pitch is outside for ball 2. Carson, have you been golfing this week?
My clubs are at home, so I haven't had the opportunity to golf, but I plan to hit the range when I get back and then hit the links afterwards.
What are golf courses like in Kansas? Just like flat? Just like
very flat, but very, very beautiful. Every once in a while, you get a nice looking hole. Yeah, everyone asks about tornadoes. I'm from Kansas, but we don't take them very seriously. My dad says there's a tornado, so...
As a swing and a miss for strike 3, and so Bartuli gets herself out of another jam, and the Owls are just left stunned here. 5-0 here. We'll be right back on the Owls Media Network.
Seriously.
I pledged.
I pledged.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
And here we are back on the Owls Media Network. Strakowski's still out there for her 4th inning of work. Struggled here early on, but puts up 2 zeros in the back 2 innings. As she throws a strike. So Abby Clark stands in, another great hitter, .392 average, as she takes the ball high and inside, almost got hit. Strakowski delivers, and that pitch is in the dirt, gets away from Townsend. Thankfully, she doesn't have to worry too much with no one on, but 2-1 count here. Clark's 1 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, Strakowski just needs to focus on the runner, or focus on what's at hand, and just keep doing what she's been doing these last couple innings. Her defense has really helped her out.
Hitters count here, 3-1. Ball's hit into the outfield for a base knock. So Abby Clark gets herself on here. And now standing in is Sarah Huff, who bats .427 with 2 home runs and 29 RBIs for this Westfield State team.
Baseball still getting after it behind us with a little practice.
That ball's ripped down the line, foul over by the Westfield State Loyals.
Yeah, that was good contact there by Huff, but just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of pulling the ball from Westfield State. I think they have been early today. I mean, it's worked for has worked for Alfonso, but The other hitters have not been able to figure out how to keep it in play when they rip it.
Yeah, visibility somewhat becoming an issue here now with the cloud cover. Should have a while left with sunlight, but with these clouds, it could make it a struggle.
Foul down the right field line and out of play.
No lights yet here at the Owl Athletic Complex.
Yeah, it's not in our budget. That one's fouled off again.
If you'd like to donate for some lights, you can Venmo me at Carson-Flake-3 on Venmo, and I'll put some of that towards the lights.
Yeah, I'd put about 20% of whatever proceeds I get to the lights. That pitch is popped up. Dropped. But that's foul. Ball had a weird spin to it, so Keene State catches a break.
Yeah, a big break.
Lily Mandel catches a little bit of a break there as she could not come in on that pitch, on that ball, make the catch. So
yeah.
Sarah Hoff kind of catches a break too.
Everyone catching a break there.
That ball's high and outside, so 2-2 count here. Strakowski delivers. And that ball's ripped down the left field line for a base hit. So now Westfield State has something going, and now the throw in got overshot, so Mandel had to recover for them. But Strakowski again puts herself in a bit of a jam here with two runners on. And standing in is Hannah Wadecki, not a person you want to see when there's runners on base. 458 average with 4 home runs and 32 RBIs. So with Alfonso, she's just as lethal as a hitter up at the plate. She crushes one down the left field line and into the corner. Westfield State on his way. The throw to the plate is in time at home.
Wow, great play there by Keene State to keep Westfield State only at 3 or at 5.
So they really needed that as they get the first out of the inning. Strakowski, needed that as well as they get one out here, but runners on second and third now, so a very big strikeout spot. But again, Mia Alfonso steps up to the plate, so, she's 2 home runs on the day. She's been nothing but dangerous for this team, and she's got ducks on the pond in scoring position, and she can do some serious damage here. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1.
Let's take a moment to talk about that insane play there. I mean, Haley Townsend did a fantastic job. That ball bounced way in front of the plate down the third base line, and she was able to corral it, get that tag down, and the umpire thought about it there for a quick second, but the out comes in for Keene State.
As Alfonso kind of got a little bit antsy there and overswung on that pitch. Strakowski delivers the 1-1 pitch, is popped into the air in right field. Going back on it, it's dropped! And Westfield State will score another run here, so some sort of miscommunication between Molly Murray and Carissa Miller, and that's going to cost Keene State another run here.
Yeah, Keene State needs to be careful as we reach the 5th inning. If it's a 7-run game after 5, this game will end, and it's already 6 right now in just the 4th.
And Ariel Osman will come in to pinch run here for Alfonso. Probably should just give her a break. She's been nothing but trouble all day for Keene State. I mean, probably Keene State's enjoying the fact that she's not out on that field right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if they put her back in with the double switch.
Yep.
But runners on first and third here with 1 out, and Strakowski has given up 12 hits on 6 runs on 12 hits, so. And Cassidy Latour will stand in here.
Yeah, Latour 0 for 2 on the day, had a solid first game.
Strakowski delivers. Ball gets thrown down to third. No one was.
Thankfully, Elise Picard there was ready to back up Keyser, sorry.
And we've really seen Keene State start to fall off the wagon here with like the plays and the defensively. I mean, the pop-up and right by Alfonso should have been caught easily. It was dropped. That was almost a play in the outfield. You throw that ball into the outfield, it could have costed you 1 or 2 runs. I mean,
Strakowski just only 1 run allowed this inning, outside of the 5 in the first inning. Just needs to take a second, focus in, and just deal with the task at hand here.
She throws another pitch outside for ball 3. So now a hitter's count here for Latour, and she can kind of decide what she wants to do with it here. Strakowski delivers, and that's outside for ball 4, so the bases get loaded up here with 1 out.
Yeah, a very tough spot to be in for Keene State, especially with only 1 run.
Now you got Christina Champa coming up. You know, the 3rd best hitter on this team average-wise with a 446 average. No home runs, but 22 RBIs, so she knows how to pop those in, drive those runs in. So it'll be interesting to see here if Strakowski can kind of work her way out of this and give Keene State a chance. But we're closing in on that 5-inning mark, and Keene State, or Westfield State, only needs 2 more runs to get this game, to seal this game. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to offer here.
If Keene could get out of this inning, they might not be out of the woods just yet. However, they're struggling to do that currently. And Strakowski really reaching a high pitch count, 76 pitches thrown through 4 and just 3 1/3 inning.
That's all it's thrown. Home to first is not in time, but they kill the run, so it's now bases loaded with 2 outs here. So Strakowski gets herself kind of a lucky break there and gets herself an out instead of a run. So
yeah, Keene State actually, you know, not allowing 2 runs thanks to plays at the plate, which has been really, really helpful for them. It would be 8-0 right now if they weren't for 2 successful plays at the plate.
Now Camacho stands in. She's walked and gotten a hit, so she's been on base today both times she's been up at the plate. So it'll be interesting to see what she has to offer here with the bases loaded. It's all there for her. Strakowski trying to get herself out of this jam. She steps and delivers, and that pitch is in the dirt. Good stop there by Townsend to keep that runner at bay at 3rd base.
Yeah, you got to be careful here now. 2-0 count, you don't want to walk in a runner.
And Strakowski delivers. That's right down the middle for strike 1, so she gets herself a much-needed strike here.
Came over and said, he does so many tries. Mr. Umpire to you.
Strakowski delivers. That's down the middle, and that'll get caught for the out. So Strakowski gets out of here with only giving up 1 run. So we head to the bottom of the 4th, 6-0 Westfield State on the Owls Media Network.
I teach the art of fanology, a job I take seriously. As to the question of nature versus nurture, is a fan born or is a fan made? I know this. Our game can make a fan out of anyone. And at Fandom U, we take it to a whole new level. The NCAA Championships. Attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
New Car has over 1,700 pre-owned vehicles. The largest selection of inventory in New Hampshire, New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. With a selection of over 30 brands, New Car has exactly what you need across the Granite State. Find your new car from any of New Car's family of dealerships throughout the Northeast and get it shipped to New Car Nissan of Keene for free. Plus, we'll deliver your new car right to your door. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
And we're back here on the Owls Media Network. Standing in for the Owls is Lily Mandel. She had a single here early on in this game. kind of sparked a near run back by Keene, but unfortunately they couldn't come up with anything. As Bartuli delivers, and that'll be in their first strike.
Yeah, Keene State did relatively well to, limit Westfield State to only 1 run, although lots of hits allowed. Now Westfield State with 12 opposed to Keene State's 2.
Bartuli delivers. That's going to be grounded foul. So
It's starting
quick
to rain,
0-2
but
count
not
here
having
for
a
for
ball.
Mandel.
Here it comes. What did we just say?
The rain has started to slow down. I just stepped outside. It wasn't raining anymore. Still very gloomy right now.
And that's pitches high for ball 1. So Bartuli tried to go upstairs there and try to trick Mandel, but Mandel held her own.
Come on, Louie. Come on, Louie.
And that pitch is in the ground for a ball. Gets behind Champa. That pitch is high. Ball 2.
It's a real
Ball
good
3.
pitch. Real good pitch there by Bartuli.
So Mendel's worked herself back into this count. Full count here. And Bartuli sets and delivers. And that pitch is swung on, strike 3. Bartuli sits down Mandel for the first out of the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, that was Bartuli's 3rd strikeout of the game. So, although a very consistent, defensive effort from Westfield State, Bartuli hasn't had to do a lot of it herself. Only 58 pitches so far.
Now Carissa Miller stands in 282. 0 for 1 in this game as she takes a strike from Bartuli. And just like we saw with Gianna Conti in game 1, Bartuli starts off these hitters with strikes right down the middle. She's very aggressive, and Keene State really hasn't taken an opportunity at that. As that pitch is outside for ball 2, for ball 1.
Yeah, I mentioned how the rain was slowing down. Take it all back now. Everyone's getting their umbrellas and getting their jackets on because the rain has started back up again.
Bartuli delivers. That pitch is outside for ball 2. Bartuli delivers. And Miller takes his 2nd strike. A little bit inside, but
catches his own.
Yeah, caught the corner a bit. So now the count is even. Bartuli strikes out Miller. So she gets the first 2 batters on strikes.
Yeah, now 4 strikeouts for Bartuli, so she's really stepped up pitching-wise.
Yeah, and it seems like she's really gotten better as this game has gone on. She's really settled in, and it's just making it harder for Keene State to even try to get something going. As Emma Chinette's going to stand in, 2 for 4 batting on the year. Or, yeah, 2 for 4 on the year.
Yeah, this is a good chance for Jeanette to pop out and show.
Bartuli will deliver.
They lost the first game.
And she tries for a bunt here with 2 outs. So I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, Emma Jeanette, a sophomore out of East Weymouth, Mass.
That pitch is bunted. Bartuli will flip it on to first, and Keene State's just not getting anything going here. As it's 6-0 here as we head into the 5th inning on the Owls Media Network.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Fenton Family Dealerships, Tri-State Area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, has state-of-the-art service facilities and services all makes and models. Home to an exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty and no extra cost to you. Locally owned since 1986. More information at fentondealerships.com.
And we are back here on the Owls Media Network. Olivia Sowers is now in the game for Keene State, freshman out of Westminster, Massachusetts. She struggled here early on in game number 1. She couldn't get through an inning, but hopefully she can find a way to turn it around here.
Yeah, Sowers came in for 2 outs of, I think it was the 5th inning, and really struggled. Westfield State kind of ate it up.
Yeah, and Melanson's now standing in here, so she'll face 8, 9, and 1 in this inning, but already behind 2-0 in the count. Melanson's 1 for 2. Sowers delivers. That pitch is grounded on the way to second, on to first. And Murray retires the first batter.
Good start there for Sowers. A lot better of a start than last time for Sowers. So
Yeah,
build off of
absolutely.
that.
And now you have a pinch hitter coming up here for Westfield State. Mackenzie Mike who is 0 for 2 on the year, so a 0 batting average, her 3rd plate appearance. So Sowers can try to take advantage of that opportunity.
Pinch hitting for Westfield State, number 8, Mackenzie Mike.
Yeah, I mean, the right person you want to face if you're Sowers. You don't want to face somebody that's been consistent, and Mike obviously hasn't had a lot of chances to do that. However, Mike also probably yearning for success, to get herself some more at-bats this season.
Yeah, I mean, you're up 6-0. There's nothing really to lose, so she's probably going to go up there trying to be aggressive on Sowers. As she hits one high in the air to left field. Closing in is Chortis. She makes the catch. 2 down here for Sowers. So a little bit better of an appearance so far, Carson, for her in this game than the first.
Yeah, definitely. If Sowers can get out of this inning, maybe Keene State will find some life.
As now she'll face... And now she'll face... Oh. So 2 balls here for Sowers. She's facing pretty good hitter here in Abby Clark. And that pitch is outside for ball 3, so she's has to fear of losing this count. Clark 2 for 3 on the day. She's been pretty good with a 392 average this season. And it's crazy to think, Carson, that having a 392 average is pretty good. But if you're on Westfield State, 392 average is just slightly above average of what the team has to offer.
Yeah, I mean, some of these batting averages don't even seem real. I mean, and credit to Keene State losing last game only by one run. When people look at that, they'll get scared. They won't understand that, yes, all of those runs come in the end, but
Huff fouls ones down the right field line. Huff 1 for 3 on the day.
You're down 4.
Sowers will deliver. That's grounded foul to the left side, so one foul down the right field line, 1 foul down the left field line.
The rain's still continuing to fall as the Keene State dugout has just moved all their bats from outside to inside. As you can see, many people now putting their dogs under the umbrellas in addition to themselves under the umbrellas.
As that one goes into the dirt, so Sowers kind of loses control there, and the runner will advance.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want is a wet dog. You don't want them to shake it all over you, so definitely keep your dogs dry if you're here at the game. You can see the rain start to fall on the screen right now. That dog definitely enjoying the rain.
That ball skips to the backstop, so 2 straight plays in the dirt. Townsend couldn't field either, so now there's a runner on third here with 2 outs. So
yeah, very tough position
after
here.
a very good start for Sowers, she's now at risk of giving up a run.
2-2 count though. 1 pitch gets her out of the inning. Doesn't even matter, the runner.
And that ball skips in the dirt again. So 3 straight pitches in the dirt for Sowers. I'm wondering if the grip, she's starting to lose grip here in the ball as the rain starts to fall or something.
Definitely. That's what it seems to be, as this rain is really coming down now. I'm gonna take a step outside after this, give you my meteorology report.
That pitch is high and outside for ball 4, so 2 runners on here with 2 outs, and Sowers had a great start to the inning, but she's put herself back in a position of danger, especially with Hannah Wadecki coming up to the plate with a 458 average and 4 home runs and 32 RBIs.
Not to mention, now that you're losing grip on the ball, it's going to be harder to keep good command of what you want the ball to do.
That pitch is outside and the throw is fake down to second, but
that was actually a great execution of a fake little play, but unfortunately doesn't work out for them, for Keene State. Westfield State stayed smart.
But Wadecki could put this game. She swings and misses at strike 1. But Sowers is now at risk of giving up the 7th and 8th run of the game, and as you know, in college softball, 8 runs after 5 puts this game to sleep. The ump brushes off home plate.
It's good brushing.
Missed the spot.
You can see that the plate actually is starting to get wet, which that dirt has stuck up to.
Sowers pitches dribble down the line and in time for the out. So Owls get out of it again. We'll be right back to see if Keene State can find some way to get back into this game on the Owls Media Network.
I worked in HVAC when I was in high school, and I really liked being on a job site. When Keene State came to my high school, the admissions counselor told me I could have a job on a job site and also make a difference on people's lives. He said being a safety engineer meant I could work with my hands, but also make sure that everybody was going to be home safely at the end of the day. The safety field is growing rapidly because companies are noticing that keeping their workers healthy means that they can keep their workers working. My plan is to graduate from Keene State so I can get back onto a job site as a safety engineer. It's great because there's jobs to choose from all over the United States, so I can basically go anywhere I want. Keene State is giving me the tools to make that happen.
We are back on the Elm City Network. A couple more dogs And Bartuli has played like a dog today, as she's tossed four scoreless innings, trying to make it 5 here. Only 2 hits allowed, so she's just been terrific here.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm going to do a meteorology report, and now that time has come. So it's light rain now. It was a little heavier rain just a little bit ago. Temperature getting back down below 70 degrees now here in Keene, New Hampshire. So definitely a cloud cover. But this game continues on, and this could get interesting now that the ball is wet.
Bartuli fires in strike 1.
Not a problem there for Bartuli. She got exactly what she wanted there.
Bartuli's been terrific here today. She delivers. That is a ball. Almost caught the outside corner there. So we're at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, Adams this season 2 for 11. So a tough situation, and not the right batter you want up.
She takes a ball. But no, it's not been the Owls. I feel like the Owls have had some good opportunities here, but they just can't seem to find a way to bring them home. As Adams dribbles one, but foul off home plate, so evens the count up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, that might have actually hit her after she fouled it down. I couldn't tell. 2-2 count now. This will be Bartuli's 70th pitch of the game.
And that's hit up the middle for a base hit. So Adams gets herself on board here. Great shot for her.
Well done there by Adams. I mean, it hasn't hit very well this season. Now gets her 3rd hit in 12 at-bats.
And now here comes Elise Picard, someone you really need an opportunity like this. And Olivia Crawford will come in here to pinch run for Adams. So we got some speed on the base path, and you got Elise Picard. So I think with no outs and a person on a man on first, runner on first, Elise Picard has the perfect opportunity to try to get Keene State back into this game. You gotta get some way to get a run going here. If your Keene State time is running out.
Absolutely. Now Picard, the person you want up to bat, 0 for 1 on the day. She walked as well.
As she will take a strike here to start off her appearance. She had a clutch 3-run double in the first game. We talked about that earlier, but hasn't really seemed to get the bat going in this one as she bunts one, and that's going to be on to first and in time for an out. It advances the runner, but I don't know, Carson. Bunting in this situation when you're down by this many, is this really the opportunity you want?
Yeah, but you move the runner into scoring position. That's the only thing.
Right, but
and then also, I mean, first off, I think it was a close play at first. So that could have positively impacted Keene if it went their way. But also, you kind of force Westfield State to make a good play. And if they make a mistake, then that runner moves from second then to third. So, I mean, I respect it early on here with only 1 out, or with no outs at the time. But it's also Elise Picard, and you want her bat to be swinging.
As Rodriguez hits one on the ground, on to first, and 2 down. Runner throw to third is not in time.
See, now it's starting to work out with only 2 outs. Maybe Keene State gets 1 base hit here, and then all of a sudden they've got a run. We know Keene State likes to come alive at the very end, so it could happen.
Halverson stands in here, 1 for 2 on the day, 360 average on the season, and she'll take a ball inside for ball 1.
Yeah, I wonder if Artuli's starting to lose grip again.
I wouldn't be surprised here in this situation. The ball's been on the ground a little bit, rain's falling. She hits one, that's going to get through for a base hit, so Keene State finally gets themselves on the board with a Kaylee Halverson RBI single.
See, now Ryan, The sacrifice bunt to start the inning works out in Keene State's favor.
Yeah, talk to me when we get 5 more runs in this game.
Hey, 5 more sacrifice bunts. But now Keene State finding themselves on the board 2 innings before they did last time, which is exactly what you want to do. Liv Whittier now up to bat. She walked earlier as well.
And she'll take one high and inside for ball 1.
But you want the confidence to be brewing now rather than later. And I feel like it definitely is. You can hear the Keene State bench starting to get more into this game, cheering on their team.
She swings and misses at the high pitch, so 1-1 count here even. Bartuli on her 77th pitch of this game. Only has given up 1 run on 4 hits. She's been phenomenal throughout this game. She's really kept Keene State on the ground as that ball's grounded foul down the left field line.
So Liv Whittier now 1-2 count, 2 outs. So 1 pitch could end this, but also if she gets something going, the 2-out rally could continue.
And here's the pitch. That's high for ball 2, so the count is even. That ball's hit down the left field line, and it is caught. Wow, what a play by Latour. So Owls get 1 across here in the bottom of the 5th, but still not nearly enough as Westfield State leads 6-1. We'll be right back on the Owls Media Network.
Looking for a new car? It's time to visit New Car Nissan of Keene. 600 new Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs are available right now. Plus, New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. Every new Nissan comes with New Car's complimentary 20-year, 200,000-mile protection plan. Drive worry-free for many miles to come. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships, attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
We're back here on the Owls Media Network. Fan on the phone here. Sauer still in the game here for the Owls.
Looks like a very interesting conversation here. I might have to go down there and ask what the conversation's about. Love to see the fans out here at least supporting through the rain.
We got another fan in a rocking lawn chair.
You know, I need one of those things. There's actually 2 fans. You can't see it, but there is 2 fans rocking in their rocking lawn chairs. Yeah, now you see the 2 fans rocking in their lawn chairs.
Those are like mini hammocks. I want one of those. We need some of these up here for the booth. I'll have to talk to my producer after the game. As Sauers' first pitch is dribble down the left field line and foul.
Yeah, if we get 1 rocking lawn chair per Ryan that works in the press box on a given week, we'd have quite a few rocking lawn chairs and not a lot of places to stand.
Yeah, that's very true. I think we should do a Ryan Appreciation Day where that's the gift.
Absolutely.
Sauers delivers, and that's inside, almost hit her. But Alfonso's up to the plate. She's been nothing but dangerous as we take a look back at the rocking chairs. The lady's enjoying it quite more than the guy has. I have to admit I'd be a guy rocking like crazy as that is ripped into the outfield for a base knock by Alfonso. So her incredible day continues as she has just been nothing but trouble for Keene State.
Yeah, this is turning into the Owls Media Network After Dark. It's not dark yet, but it's It's getting close to that, and that's when weird stuff happens.
Now Cassie Latour stands in.
You know what I think would be a real full circle moment? Let's get a dog in the rocking lawn chair.
Oh, we'd have a field day with that. Oh, a dog named Ryan.
A dog named Ryan in a rocking lawn chair.
Full circle moment here.
Next to a pet owl.
Latour's over 2 with a ball, with a walk, not a ball. As that one skips in the dirt, Alfonso's on her way to second. She'll get in there. No play on it.
If you aren't following along with the Owls Media Network already, obviously you're missing some of these inside jokes, but we're always broadcasting. There seems to always be a game going on almost every single day. We cover men's. Jeez.
Right to Whittier. So that she'll be sat down as Christian Champa comes up, another 400 hitter for this Westfield State lineup. You know, you just can't find one that's not hitting at least 300 on this team.
Absolutely. Like I was mentioning, you can catch all Keene State home games here on Owls Media Network. Streaming on YouTube.
Sowers throws one in for a strike. Yep, we're on
also
YouTube.
The LEC Network.
Also follow Ryan Hearn on X. He makes quite a bit sports posts. I've seen some of them.
While you're chilling on X, you can follow at Keene State Owls as well on X and Instagram and Facebook.
Also, if you're on Instagram, follow DJC Fizz.
All right. Back to softball. I do appreciate the promo.
As that pitch is high and inside for ball 2 or ball 1.
It's hilarious.
Champa's 2 for 3 on the day, so she's shown she can hit. As she grounds one, a little dribbler foul off the home plate. Called it a foul, so she kind of catches herself a break.
Yeah, but that also might have moved a runner from second to third there, so that could have gotten squirrely.
Very true. 1-2 pitch. It's in the dirt. Good stop by Townsend. She almost had it. But the count is even at 2 apiece. And that pitch is grounded up the middle for a base hit. Alfonso's going to round. Heading home to the plate. It's not in time. Runner, ball falls back and into third for his Champa on a triple. So
that'll probably go down as a single and then turning into a fielder's choice error. Just advancing on a throw.
So now it's 7-1 here, Westfield State, and they're now again lurking in this game. As a pitcher's meeting is called, try to settle her down, Olivia Sowers down just a bit. As Sarah Bingham will come to the plate. Pardon me.
Yeah, Ryan, maybe next time we take a sip out of our water, we take the mic
Riley
off.
Camacho comes to the plate.
So Camacho here, she's 1 for 2 on the day, walked earlier as well.
Sowers delivers the first pitch. That's in there for a strike. But no, I mean, Sowers has given up 2 runs, but hasn't looked nearly as bad as game 1. She really did struggle. She's really done a good job, man, doing damage control here for Keene.
Definitely.
That pitch is high and inside for ball 1.
If you really want to stop the bleeding, you put Demi back in, but she's probably at 100 pitches on the day. Unfortunately, she's not available.
Yeah, she's probably burnt out.
Safety reasons.
That pitch is grounded up the middle for a base hit, so another run will come in. It's 8-1 Westfield State, and they start to pour it on here.
Yeah, Westfield State taking the job of the rain as the rain stopped pouring it on. Westfield State pouring it on themselves.
Sarah Bingham will come up to the plate here. You know, she's middle of the pack average with a 356. So
you gotta love that. Taking a look over there at the Howell faithful. Very happy about how this game's going, as Keene State will come in for a little bit of a conference here. We'll see if there's a pitcher change.
But yeah, I mean, you just kind of want to settle Sowers down a little bit here. You're at the risk of letting up another run that would put an end to this game early, which if you're Westfield State, you're going to be jumping all over her just trying to get an opportunity here. But if you're Keene State, if you want any chance of coming back like they did in game one, you're going to want to find some way to stop the bleeding a bit.
Yeah, either way, no matter what, they'll get the opportunity to hit here in the bottom of the sixth. But after that, if they don't get it, at least one, and Westfield State grabs one more, this game will come to a close. Make sure if it does come to a close, you stay tuned for the Sullivan Tire postgame show. We'll be talking to coaching staff here of Keene State.
Strike one from Sowers. Sowers trying to find her way out of this game, out of this jam. That pitch is crushed down the left field line and foul.
Man, she got every bit of that ball.
Yeah, I mean, Bingham does have 3 home runs on the year, so she does have that power, but just a little bit too far left.
Right.
As that pitch is crushed down the left field line. Throw onto first is in time.
Great play there.
As the rain starts pouring down.
The rain is really coming down now. Almost every single fan has gotten up for some reason or another.
As it just started pouring here.
Out of absolutely nowhere.
Interesting to see what the call it will be from the umpires.
I will go get a quick meteorology report.
So that ball is high for strike one, for ball one, my bad.
Oh, it's so cold. Oh my gosh.
That ball is just thrown into the dirt, so you can tell Sowers is starting to lose some grip here.
Time called by the umpire.
I wouldn't be surprised if the game might get called at some point here. It's hard to manage the pitches, but
especially in this case where we're reaching the run limit. I mean, if each team could come to a decision here in this one. But now, oddly enough, the rain has really slowed down from what it was. It was really coming down, and now it's slowed down, still coming.
As Sowers pumps in a strike.
The camera crew moving their equipment into the press box. Shout out Jaw Flicks. If you want to see a beautiful video masterpiece, check out at Jaw Flicks on Instagram.
Catch all the pictures from today's game at Jaw Flicks on Instagram as well.
He's also available for freelance work here in the Keene and also the northern Massachusetts area.
That pitch is crushed down the left field line. And Westfield State has hit the 9-1 mark, the 8-run mark, so
Keene State bringing out some new softballs here. Those balls starting to get a little bit wet. Unfortunately, you need to use dry balls if you want to have good grip on them.
That's in there for strike one. Clark stands in. She's 2 for 3 on the day with a walk as well. So she's reached all 3 times. That ball's dribbled down the line onto first. Side retired. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Keene needs something here if they want to keep this game alive. We'll be right back here on the Owls Media Network.
I worked in HVAC when I was in high school, and I really liked being on a job site. When Keene State came to my high school, the admissions counselor told me I could have a job on a job site and also make a difference on people's lives. He said being a safety engineer meant I could work with my hands, but also make sure that everybody was going to be home safely at the end of the day. The safety field is growing rapidly because companies are noticing that keeping their workers healthy means that they can keep their workers working. My plan is to graduate from Keene State so I can get back onto a job site as a safety engineer. It's great because there's jobs to choose from all over the United States, so I can basically go anywhere I want. Keene State is giving me the tools to make that happen.
Fenton Family Dealerships, Tri-State area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, has state-of-the-art service facilities and services all makes and models. Home to an exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty and no extra cost to you. Locally owned since 1986. More information at fentondealerships.com.
And we're back here on the Owl Media Network.
Like we mentioned, the rain really starting to come down. It's slowed up just a little bit now. Must have been just a little bit of a patch of heavy rain.
And due up, we have 5, 6, 7 here. Molly Murray will lead it off. And she tries to bunt at the first pitch, and that'll be a strike. But Vartuli has gone 5 innings, 4 hits, and 1 run, 1 earned run allowed. She's been terrific here. She's been the answer for Westfield State, and Keene State just can't find their answer.
Yeah, if they want to get an answer, it has to come here at least in the next 3 batters.
As Vartuli draws a ball. But Vartuli's got that towel on her back. I think that's helped her a lot with their grip.
Definitely. Allows you to have the chance to...
As Murray pokes one down the line, it's not in time.
That's a great bunt there by Murray.
And Murray gets herself on base here, needing 1 run. Lily Mandel stands up. She's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout, so she has gotten herself on base here today, as she'll take a strike. But yeah, I mean, the story of today's game has just been the lack of aggression here for Keene State. A lot of
they've really struggled to really get more than 1 hit or 2 hits per inning. They've only got 5 this game.
As that one's a bit inside.
Last game we saw that exciting effort in the last inning, but unless they try to do that again, it's a taller task here, down 8.
Yeah, very true. 1-1 pitch. Just a little bit high for a ball 2. So she gets herself ahead in the count.
Rain really dripping down now off of the press box. Ooh.
She takes that for a strike.
Mandel thought about going, stayed back, but in reality, it was still a strike. Wouldn't have hurt to swing anyways.
Yeah. And Vartuli's almost at 90 pitches here, 87 right now, as that one's high. So Mandel draws a full count.
Yeah, if Mandel can get on base, maybe Keene State gets something going, at least to send this to 7 innings.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to give up. You want to give every shot you have to get back in this game.
Absolutely.
The 3-2 pitch is inside for ball 4. So the Owls get the first 2 runners on base, and that sets it up for Carissa Miller to come up to the plate. But
yeah, Carissa Miller, 282 on the season. We've talked about her a few times today.
She's 0 for 2 with a strikeout.
Yep.
She swings and misses at the first pitch, kind of a choppier kind of swing, kind of a half swing under not really fully getting at it.
Yeah, a tough pitch to swing at there.
Come on, 4.
Most fans have left the ballpark here.
That pitch is grounded onto second, onto first, not in time. But 1 out here with a runner on first and third. So Westfield State is now at risk of possibly losing the 6-inning game and sending this to 7.
Yep, Keene State, all they got to do is get one around, and at least they get to play the 7th inning.
And Olivia Sowers is up.
Yeah, Sowers, who's been pitching a lot better this game than she did last game.
And she'll take a ball to start off her at bat. Bertulli sets and delivers. That's inside for ball 2.
Sowers can get on maybe with a walk, although she's over 3 on the season. A walk would be pretty nice here.
That ball is outside for ball 3, so Bertulli's struggling here a little bit to get the ball over the plate.
Load the bases, and then you know who's up to bat.
Oh, yeah.
Elise Picard.
And that pitch is in there for a strike.
Who, when Keene State was down late in the game last game, it was Picard that really got that inning going. When they made that big comeback, unfortunately wasn't enough, 1 run short.
That pitch is hit. Oh!
Umpire with a very emphatic safe sound over there, coming from third base.
And now 2 outs here for Callie Keyser.
Callie Keyser.
Come on, Callie, Keyser. Come on, Callie.
So now it's Keyser.
Batting 170 this year. Trying to keep the hopes alive here for the Owls.
Yep.
That pitch is high for ball 1.
Owls are 1 base hit away from setting this into 7 innings. However, 1 out away from getting home early. Both Owls,
and
for that matter.
Is fouled off. Half check swing. 1-1 count here.
The Owls will end this game no matter what. Someone's going to win, one of those Owls.
Keyser sets herself up. Bertulli sets and delivers. That's in there for strike 2, so Westfield State is now 1 strike away from getting away with here with a sweep of the Keene State Owls.
Will Westfield State end it right here?
And Bertulli sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. And Westfield State sweeps the Keene State Owls in today's doubleheader. The final score of game 2, 9-1. And just a terrific performance out of Angelina Bertulli, who goes all 6 innings, giving up 5 hits and 1 run. We'll be right back
for the Sullivan Tire postgame show
on the Owls Media Network.
We are in a brand new state-of-the-art esports facility at Keene State College. 16 brand new PCs, broadcasting PC, coach PC, brand new equipment, headsets, mice, keyboards, custom desk pads. So it is a gamer's dream in here.
This space, I love what they've done to it. I got to see it before it got renovated into what it is now. It looks amazing. I look forward to coming here every day just to see the space and just play in this cool environment.
It was a real upgrade for me, and I think that's part of the reason I play a lot better now. Top of the line, everything, computers, chairs, monitors, headsets, everything.
We are recognized as a varsity athletic program at Keene State College, much like basketball, volleyball, baseball, what have you. We have 3 titles, 19 student athletes, 5 total coaches. We are working very hard every single day to put our program on the map.
Like I said, I do track and field also. It's still the same level of dedication, still the same level of practice.
but it's not as active. However, it still requires a high level of skill and a high level of dedication, and giving it your all every night still applies regardless of both.
The goal for the future of this program is onward and upward every single year. Esports, being the industry that it is, continues to grow itself, and so we have the opportunity to continue pushing Keene State esports onto the forefront.
They're going to underestimate us. We've been working on this. We've got our game now. We're going to play our game, right?
I'm very ambitious. I like to push myself to do the best that I can possibly do, and I would say that I'm a very outgoing person, and I definitely like to think outside of the box and meet new people and kind of push my own boundaries. I'm involved in student government, pre-law society. I've been an orientation leader, a community assistant. I'm involved in Greek life. I was involved in the Panhellenic Council and some other organizations as well. I would say that I would connect being ambitious with the amount of involvement that I pursue. I'm someone that likes to be really busy, and the unique part of being a student at Keene State College is I've had the opportunity to be part of so many organizations. It's been a really incredible experience. I chose to get involved in all those different areas on campus because it's helped me become a better student. I think when you're really involved in your community and you're an involved student, you're able to become more interested in what you're learning about in class and make better connections with the students that are in class with you. The ways that I have made an impact on campus is that I've started some diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. I was the first Vice President of Equity and Belonging for Delta Phi Epsilon and the first Vice President of Equity and Diversity for the Panhellenic Council. So being able to spearhead those two positions and start some new activity on campus has been a really wonderful experience. I would say I'm personally passionate about many different human rights issues, specifically in Latin America. My family is from Latin America, so I firsthand have been able to experience some things that are going on in Latin America that I was not able to fully learn about and research until I came to college. Coming to Keene State College, I've learned that I love learning about issues that are happening across the world, and it's an opportunity that I was not able to have in high school, as well as the opportunity to learn about topics that are happening not only in the United States, from professors that have experience in other countries around the world, which is a very unique experience. This past summer, I did the Washington Center internship through the Global Education Office, and I was able to spend a semester in Washington, D.C., and I worked for the Hispanic Association on Corporate Responsibility, where I created diversity, equity, and inclusion training for Fortune 500 companies. That was an absolutely amazing experience. I got to learn more about my passion about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and education as well, which is a topic that's really intertwined with Holocaust and genocide studies. And I also got to spend time to do research into topics that I'm interested in, which is something that's very unique about the Holocaust and genocide studies program.
So I know facts of 5 are friendly. So I'm gonna box out my 5 and my 8.
My name is Ellie Lyons. I'm from Charleston, Rhode Island, and I'm majoring in elementary education and sociology. I am a student teacher, and I come into the classroom every single day from 8 to 3, and my CT, my cooperating teacher, will give me lesson plans or just things to do throughout the day so that I can slowly become used to running a classroom. I got interested in teaching because my mom has been a teacher for more than 30 years, and I've watched her enjoy teaching every single day, so I know that the passion never goes away, and I have always grew up in that experience and in that environment, and I knew that I would like it. One of the bigger reasons that I picked Keene State was because of the education program and how quick it gets you into the classroom. I know I went to other schools and I talked to those programs, and their hands-on learning was way later than Keene State, so I decided that would be best for me. I prefer hands-on learning. In the beginning, we start with lecture-based learning for education, and then once you get moved into the classroom, your junior year, you get way more hands-on, and it actually gives you the experience, and more than just creating a lesson plan, you're actually in the classroom learning like classroom management or just like how to deal with situations that you don't really taught. I chose elementary ed because of the ages. I have always been a babysitter my whole life, so being exposed to like those younger ages, I've really been able to make connections with them easier. My first day starting at Simons, I actually already felt comfortable just because with Methods 2, gave me the exposure of being in this building and with this community and like the staff and faculty. Now I feel like I am part of the school almost. A lot of teachers or student teachers might experience like being maybe below other faculty or staff, but here at Simons they make you feel like equal and give you those like opportunities to be seen as just like a regular teacher. I think I'm most proud of after the start of student teaching was probably planning my solo week, which is right now. I feel like on my first day of solo teaching, it wasn't really scary, but it was like exciting and it was a little nerve-wracking just because like everything was in your hands. But everything that I have been prepared with, so like Methods 1, Methods 2, has really like exposed me to stuff like that. And being in charge and knowing how to like manage a classroom and plan for lesson plans and longer days. From the first day, my cooperating teacher has been very easy to get along with. I definitely feel like she's preparing me to be a teacher on my own just because she has thrown me into those challenging conversations or just like topics. And she shows me like how to reflect as a teacher, which I think is super important because even after her lessons, she'll be like, hey Ellie, like what do you think I should do next? Or maybe next year, like maybe I'll try something different. Like what do you have in mind? I feel very prepped to go out and teach. I even had experience before when I went back home, I was doing substitute teaching. And that was like a piece of cake. I've had like people comment on how well I do like classroom management, even at like a random school like substitute teaching. So like I can definitely tell that Keene State has helped me a lot.
My name is Wei Liu, and I am the professor of computer science here at Keene State College. Cybersecurity has a pretty high demand in the job market. It's gonna have a variety of career paths. So graduating in cybersecurity, they can be employed by government agencies, private corporations, and non-profit organizations. Cybersecurity is really a field with constantly emerging new technologies. So students keep learning new stuff and adapt to new technologies to solve the problems. Cyber attacks has become more and more common. The students in this field, they can help to protect the individuals and organizations or even national security against the cyber threats in cyberspace. So they can make some positive impact in our society. After students graduate in a major of cybersecurity from Keene State College, and the job work they can do is, for example, they can do information security analysis, and they can do the cybersecurity auditor, and they can do secure software developer, and also they can do some penetration tester work. So so all of this is about cybersecurity because it's actually used everywhere and in any working space. Yeah.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go on a personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/NH.
And we're back here on the Owls Media Network. Keene State comes up short today in a doubleheader, getting swept by Westfield State. First question for you, Coach. You guys have scored an average of 1.8 runs in the past 10 games. What do you guys got to do at the plate a little bit better moving forward as you face some more conference games towards the end of the year?
Yeah, we're facing harder pitching. But we talk a lot about like our pitch selection and making sure that we're making good choices at the plate. And I think that today it showed that we weren't really making awesome choices. We did a lot of just hitting the ball at people, which like in theory is a good decision. But you know, sometimes you just hit it at people. But yeah, we talk a lot about decision making, and you know, if you have a 2-0 count, it doesn't mean you have to swing at the next pitch. It's you swing at the next pitch if it's your favorite pitch. So I think we have to kind of like go back to that conversation and just, you know, make better decisions.
Right. I mean, in the first game, you guys showed a lot of adversity, you know, with that comeback. So kind of what was the message going into the 7th inning that you kind of told your team, you know, to make a really impressive, like, comeback? Like, not a lot of us thought that it was going to happen. So
yeah, I mean, we keep talking about grit and having grit, and you know, when we were in the circle before we were going to go hit, I said, like, where is your grit? You know, I've been waiting around for it all game, and I didn't say anything about it. And I asked him, I was like, where is your grit? Like, bring it right now, because this is your last chance. And we talked about it in the circle afterwards, is that, you know, it's too little too late.
Yeah.
You know, you have to bring it to the field with you the second you get here. And I think we just waited around a little bit too long. And that's something that's on me too, and our coaches, is that we have to, you know, recognize that sooner and say, like, hey, I feel like we're just kind of going through the motions here. Like, let's fix it.
Another question for you. You know, today I saw a lot of some more like mental errors out in the field, some like misjudging it on the outfield, some dropped fly balls. What do you guys have to do to kind of back up your pitcher a little bit more defensively to kind of stay in the game if the offense isn't providing what you need?
Yeah, we talked about just making sure that we're hitting our cuts. I don't think that we necessarily made like physical errors today. Is that, you know, it's things like hitting your cut. Like that's a mental mistake. And you know, they scooped up 2 extra bases now that we didn't hit our cut. So like stuff like that is huge, and it's something that we're working on.
So Lila Demi obviously pitched really, really well today, and was probably obviously the best pitcher. So what were your thoughts on her performance, you know, coming in and then coming out for like a little bit, and then she comes back in? So what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's a huge day for us. So we talked a lot about, you know, we want Lila to go because we want her to, you know, feel good going into tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But she mowed them down for however many innings. Yeah. And sometimes you just have to go back to who you have and who you need when you're struggling. So she was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. So we tried to spare her a little bit, but then we needed her. So and she came up big time. She's great.
So then tomorrow, like you mentioned, big game, doubleheader tomorrow.
Yep.
So what are you taking from this game and moving forward into tomorrow?
Yeah, we talked about just forgetting the day, but don't forget your lesson. That's what we talk about every single time. What's your lesson? Forget today. Forget, you know, your struggles, but don't forget the lesson of, you know, attack early, bring your grit, etc.
And just one more question for you before we let you go. For you guys, besides this game, you guys have a 4-6 conference record. Mm-hmm. You know, coming up, you have quite a few conference games on your schedule, and you're probably looking to turn that around, you know, towards the end of the year, trying to get into the playoffs, trying to shake up something. What is your overall plan for the team moving forward into those conference games?
We have an opportunity tomorrow to knock Rick out of potentially being in the LEC tournament. So tomorrow is, bring everything you got and try to get 2 W's, because that's what we need for ourselves. And we also want to be able to kick someone out so that we feel good, because we're sitting in the 6th spot now and they only take 6. So if we can get 2 W's tomorrow, it'll put us in an even better spot.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be right back here on the Owls Media Network.
Thank you.
This is Paul Sullivan of Sullivan Tire Company. We're thrilled to be sponsoring the Keene State College Athletic Program, supporting the Owls. No matter what the sport is, in Division III, they are legendary. What a great academic institution, liberal arts school, in a beautiful part of New England. So let's go, you Owls, and remember, at Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there. Thank you.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/NH.
Welcome back to the Sullivan Tire Postgame Show. Today's game on the Owls Media Network is brought to you by the New Hampshire Army National Guard. Visit nationalguard.com/NH or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. New Car Nissan of Keene, your premier new Nissan and used car dealership near Keene. Discover the new car difference. American Steel Fabricators. Visit AmericanSteelFab.com. Fenton Family Dealerships, the tri-state area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Locally owned since 1986. Fieldstone Land Consultants, a professional engineering, land surveying, and environmental services company serving New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine. The Melanson Company, commercial and residential roofing since 1932. Engelberth Construction. We build relationships for life. Sullivan Tire, located on Winchester Street in Keene. We're always here to get you there. Noise Volkswagen. We look forward to guiding you on your Volkswagen journey. And by the Best Western Plus Hotel, located at 401 Winchester Street in Keene.
Yeah, so Keene State falls twice to Westfield State today, 9-1 in the second game and 5-4 in the first game. For Ryan Otterson, for Carson Flake, for all of us here at the Owls Media Network, we'd like to thank you for tuning in.
We'll be back tomorrow with more softball action at 2 p.m. and as well as men's lacrosse action at 5 p.m. See you then.
You have been watching a Keene State Athletics broadcast on the Owls Media Network. Please tune in to our next broadcast and thank you for watching.